At Bedrosian, we aim to align the goals of academics and practitioners, to make clear what good government looks like, to work to foster effective governance and spread good ideas, and ultimately, to work to make sure that government implements good policy. If there's one real estate issue that faces governance issues, perhaps more than any other, it's CEQA.
Before we talk about what CEQA is, we have to think about why CEQA is. And CEQA came about in the late 60s, and it came during an era where, leading up to that point, you had government agencies essentially having a lot of freedom to do what they wanted to do. And people pushed back against that because there were some negative things that happened. So we can think of freeway expansion as a great example of that. With the advent of so many environmental laws like CEQA, Endangered Species Act, which have had tremendously positive effects in society, it also had the effect of slowing and stopping a lot of things. And a good example, the 105 freeway. It took decades to get that freeway built, and today it probably wouldn't get built. Ultimately, a good thing in general as a principle, because the Attorney General's office can't be everywhere at all at once, but this puts a lot of pressure on projects. It creates a lot of leverage, a lot of delay, which is time and money.
The way CEQA works, if somebody finds a flaw in the process and raises a challenge, and it's the lowest standard in the court system for challenging things, to force me to do an EIR, which is this multi-million-dollar, multi-year thing, is as simple as making a fair argument to the court. It doesn't cost the petitioner, the person challenging you, anything. A 1-year delay in a project causes me to lose half of my salary. That really has impact on my ability to develop middle-income housing, my ability to develop small-scale projects, the sort of incremental stuff we want to see in our cities, and it's a strong incentive to sprawl.
In my time as a nonprofit developer, I've developed thousands of units, and I have accumulated my share of stories, like the planning commissioner from another city who was also the slumlord next door, who held our affordable housing project up for several $100,000 in mitigations that were easily just transferred to his apartment building in cash. Ethan, you mentioned the Century Freeway as we know it here, which took out 7,000 affordable housing units and would have just said, gee, that's too bad, were it not for CEQA and for Judge Pragerson, who required that they be replaced. So, it actually sometimes slows bad things happening as well as slowing good things happening.
Great places for 5,000 years have been built in harmony with the climate, in harmony with the topography, in harmony with the history and culture of a place. And so when you go to an island in Greece or when you go to a Mexican village, there is a coherence not only at the macro scale but at the micro scale. That was done with coding, and we obliterated that 60 years ago. And so it's a terrible way to build cities, is one building, one project, one mega thing at a time. Fixing CEQA is important, but CEQA is more of a symptom. The real underlying problem is we just don't do planning anymore. We don't do coding, and we simply do reacting to individual developers proposing individual projects.
Implementing good policy. That's the way we move forward together and prosper. We're all in this together.